The Lakers have had an interesting offseason so far. Let's talk about it. We already talked about this before. JJ Redick being their head coach. I think that's a good get for them. It's just, they're thinking outside of the box. I think that's something that the Lakers need. Darvin Ham came in. He wasn't really much of an X and O guy. He was more of a motivator. And I think, judging by the podcast that JJ's had with LeBron and just the way that he's talked and interacted with players on his pod during span of a couple years since he's had it, I think that he's the right guy for this job. All jokes aside, his experience, he's a great basketball mind. So I think the collaborative effort with him, LeBron, AD, and then whoever they sign for this upcoming season, I think that they're going to have a more successful season than they did this previous year. But besides, JJ Redick, I think that this Lakers situation is an odd situation. And I can see why coaches and players are looking at that franchise. I wouldn't say as a joke. I don't want to be disrespectful like that, but it's a reality TV show over there. They draft Bronny, which is, to me, I don't have any problem with that. It's the 55th pick. Usually those picks are, you take a guy on a flyer. So why not take our star player's son and take him for a flyer? And we're going to get to his debut in a second, but we have him. But in terms of getting free agents and coaches, that's one thing that we got to look at and be like, why? Why does nobody want to go there? We start with Klay Thompson. His own father was trying to get him to be on this basketball team, and that wasn't even enough to get him. He grew up a Laker fan, things like that. He grew up in the Laker family, and he just thought that it was too much of a situation similar to the Warriors, which is, I understand that. I get that. He called it a fishbowl. All the attention is going to be on the Lakers. No matter what, no matter how good they are, they're always going to be that team. So I think that he just wanted to get away from California in general and move on to Dallas. And that was a phenomenal get by the Dallas Mavericks. I think that's the perfect player that they need. They needed shooters. They needed another guy that can somewhat create his own shot. Definitely a big upgrade for him, Derrick Jones Jr. And then we also hear that Buddy Hield didn't want to go to the Lakers. He thought that he had a better opportunity to win with the Golden State Warriors, which is, they've had a sneaky offseason. They pick up him. They pick up D'Anthony Melton. They pick up slow-mo Kyle Anderson. I think that they had a sneaky offseason so far, and they're recovering well despite, losing a franchise cornerstone. And they are definitely looking to make another playoff push with Steph. And, although they missed out on Paul George, I think that they've had a solid offseason. Bronny's getting more press than Don't Connect. I think that Dalton Connect is going to really do things for this basketball team. He's a seasoned player, played on all levels at a high level. Projected 6 to 10, ends up going 17. So he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. But I just found it interesting that, coaches don't want to coach under JJ, whether it's because they feel like they should have that job. They don't, they think it's a joke out there. They think, like, why am I coaching under a dude that hasn't coached ever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the propaganda around LeBron, like, oh, he's running the whole team and that's basically my boss, like things like that. I think just there's like a cloud hovering over the Lakers right now, and it's, scaring away coaches and players. And they haven't really done anything outside of the draft. The problem was they gave non-good players player options. Like, why would you give Cameron Reddish a player option? That is a team option guy to the day we are all done. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should never, ever, ever have had a player option. Jackson Hayes, the same thing. Why is a guy in like his caliber also with a player option? I don't get it. I don't understand. And those are the few of many mistakes that Rob Pelinka has made, not just this last season, but just his entirety of being the Los Angeles Lakers GM. So he's looking very questionable right now. I think that he's on the hot seat for this GM spot. I feel like if they don't get a guy between now and the deadline and they go on to lose in the first round again, or even, there's a chance that they don't make the playoffs. If they don't have a successful season in their eyes, there's going to be moves made in that front office, and I think it has to start with Rob Pelinka. I think that he has recovered well from the whole Westbrook thing, but that whole debacle has been the centerpiece of this downfall that is the Los Angeles Lakers. But I want to talk about Bronny James because I just got done watching the game, him and the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Sacramento Kings. He comes out, has 4 points, 2 for 9 from the field, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing I can say is I think that he has a natural feel for the game. He didn't look nervous out there catching the ball. I think that he was deferring a little bit. I think he could be more aggressive, but it didn't look like he felt pressured or it didn't look like he didn't belong out there. I think that he was flowing throughout the offense, making the right reads, making the right extra passes, hockey assists, doing all that stuff. And I think that he's going to be just fine. I think that he had a lot of great looks, pull-up jumpers, trying to get to the rim. And the feel for the game, I think, is what's going to carry him to the next level, like success. I think that's a great base point. JJ kind of said it. He's like product one, you know what I'm saying? Like he has a very good foundation, very good base for the game. Hopefully the Lakers system, LeBron, JJ, all those people around him, I hope they give him the tools to elevate his game because I think he could be a legit NBA player. I want to see him succeed. I don't get the hate. The kid just wants to play basketball. We're forgetting that he was a high recruit in high school, McDonald's All-American, top 20 guy going into college. Like this guy was projected top 10 in the draft before going into college. So it's just I don't get the hate. I think he's gonna be a solid NBA player. He might not play this much. He might not play that much this coming year, but you know, just being surrounded by the professionalism that is the Los Angeles Lakers with Bron, AD, guys like that. Hopefully they bring in a guy like Rondo. Hopefully he learns a lot from the South Bay Lakers, and I think that his game can, you know, elevate to the next level. Don't connect, which he should be who we're all talking about. It shouldn't be so much about Bronny. He's the 55th pick of the draft. Why is there so much pressure on him? Don't connect, though. He didn't have a great game himself, but I will say that, you know, again, everybody's just getting the flow of the NBA game, and by the time the opening season starts or whatever, I think that he's going to thrive and catch the LL in Las Vegas. We're going to Las Vegas. We're going to see Bronny and Dalton live, indirect. Make sure you tune in for that content because it's coming. It's coming. My final thoughts just on the Lakers outlook so far. They need more players in free agency. Obviously, they're capped with the aprons and things like that. Bronny James, I think he's going to be fine. Again, all of these shots that he was taking, they didn't look forced. These were simple pull-up jump shots. I like that he didn't do too much, you know, 1-2 dribble pull-ups, making the extra pass. He was very good defensively, and I think that's been a highlight of his game throughout his young, you know, basketball career in general. It's just that he's been an all-point defender, and we've seen it in this game. Again, don't connect, didn't have a great game, but his feel for the game is also, you know, tremendous. Yeah, they're getting lit up by Sacramento Kings, man. Shout out to Adonis Arms, man. He was lighting that thing up. But I look forward to, you know, getting down to Vegas, Summer League. Again, if you see us out there, it's good to be back. A little hiatus, you know, a little break, things like that. But we are back. Full-fledged content's on the way. The Lakers situation is very interesting. Coaching. Who wants to go there right now?